Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Rogers Radio Podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Rogers, and today we have a fabulous person from the community here. I can't wait to get to know her better, and she's involved in everything. So today I have Mattie Cowan, and I am honored to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm most gracious to be here.
Yes. I like to do research before I have guests on, just to, get to know them before they come in a little better.
Okay.
And have you ever Googled yourself?
No, I don't think I have.
There is so much about you on Google in a good way.
Okay.
I mean, I am telling you, I Googled your name and I said, oh my gosh, you have been involved in so much. I look up to you greatly.
Well, thank you.
Because it's not easy to give back in so many different facets, and you do it so well, so effortlessly, and I can't wait to get to know you even more than what I read online.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Good.
So I want to start with kind of how you got to where you are, what's your background, and, kind of where you
Well, let me
started.
tell you a little about myself. I am a lifelong resident of this county. I grew up here in Halifax County on a little farm down in Wolf Trap, Virginia. I don't know if you know where that is or not, but it's not too far from where I live now, about a mile. But my parents they had a little homestead there. We grew our own garden. Everything we needed to eat was there. And I was the 9th of 12 children.
Wow.
So my mother and father both were given people, and I think I just inherited some of that.
You sure did.
I really did. And I can remember once my mother, she'd always cook a big meal, especially on Sundays. And at Christmas, she would always cook a very big meal. And my job was to deliver plates to those people who didn't have families. So at an early age, I learned to give back to the community.
Yes.
Yes.
What is it like growing up with 12 siblings?
Ooh, wonderful. I cannot imagine anything else. We fought a lot.
Yeah.
I grew up I tell people all the time, I grew up with 5 brothers, and I learned how to fight. But really, it was wonderful. And not all of us were at home all the time. By the time the older group grew of age, they left and moved to New York. And I was one of the 2 people who did not leave.
Oh.
I stayed. I love country living, and I stayed here. And I am so glad, because now most of my family is trying to move back here.
Love it.
Yeah.
How nice is that? They come full circle like that.
Full circle. Yes, it has. But I've always loved Halifax County. And I remember when I was 12 years old, we had a fire at our house. And we were at the school at a play, and our house burned down, everything we had.
Wow.
This was in October, and I just started thinking, I said, we won't get anything for Christmas. But that was the best Christmas we've ever had.
Aww.
Everybody from the community contributed. So from that experience, I learned that it's important to give back to those people who may not have as much as you do. So it's not a problem for me. I love it. I love every moment of it, yes.
Well, you've been involved in everything. So what are you currently involved in?
Well, I'm on the Planning Commission, the Halifax County Planning Commission. I love doing that work. I'm a Rotarian. I'm with the South Boston Rotary Club. I'm with Wind Beneath the Wings, and that group is a group that help young children become culturally, further their education culturally and educational. We give scholarships. I'm very involved in my church.
Yes.
I'm on the finance committee there, and a lot of other things.
You show up at everything. So what I appreciate is you are very supportive too. So you're always showing up for everyone, and you're cheering everyone on, and that's appreciated too. So I, thank you for that, because you have always been a great supporter of, me and Joey and Rogers, and just always uplifting.
Well, good. I try to be.
I appreciate that, and how much you give back. And I want to continue talking about that, because, we need that in this community.
Absolutely.
It's
a small
so
community
needed.
like that, we need to help each other.
That is
That's true.
100% true.
Yeah.
And I know you answered this, but giving back to the community has always been important to you. And that's from a very young age. And so did you always know that you wanted to be involved in as much as possible? Was that just ingrained in you, or is it just something that kind of happened?
I think pretty much it was, because I saw my parents doing it, and most children want to grow up to be like their parents.
Yeah.
So I think it was probably innate in me, and seeing what they did, and I just wanted to do the same thing.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. What characteristics do you feel that you possess that have made you the most successful?
Well, I am honest. I try to be fair. I want to listen to people. I love to listen to hear what they have to say. And I learned a long time ago, a lot of people say, you like to talk a lot. But I found out that when you listen, you learn so much about that other person. So I've tried to be a good listener, and I'm caring. I care about how the people feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And I look at you as a leader. I feel like you're a leader in the community. What would you say, or how would you describe your leadership style?
Well, I have a mixed leadership style, and I think in order to lead, you need all of that. You need to be autocratic. You need to be, you need to pull in people and get them to understand why you're doing a certain thing. Just don't be dictative and tell people, do this, this. You've got to embrace people and bring them into your way of thinking.
Yeah.
So I try to incorporate all different types of leadership in my dealing with people.
Yeah, and you have to do that,
You have
right?
to.
I
You
mean,
have
as many
to.
people as you're around, that's a lot of different personalities.
Yes,
and
it
so I
is.
think it's great to be versatile like that. We have a lot of people that listen that are just starting in their career, or maybe in a place where they're looking to make a change. What advice would you give anyone that's just starting out in their career or looking for a change in their career?
Well, I guess I would tell them to make sure at where you're aiming, ensure you have the skills to get there, and if you don't, make sure you get the skills, and then apply yourself. Commit and apply yourself to whatever you have to do.
Yeah. Show up and do a good job.
It'll
always work out.
Show up and do a good job. That's it right there. But get the necessary skills you need.
Absolutely.
It's nothing worse than a person going into a job and not being qualified to do it, and not being able to get the training,
Right.
And the workforce is a lot different from when I started, because people would train you to do certain things. We didn't have a lot of those skills, but they would train you.
Yeah.
But now when you go to work, they're looking for you to bring those skills with you. So that's something you need to make yourself advantageous to your employer and whatnot.
Like I've said, I look up to you as a leader. You're a role model. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to you to be looked at as a role model?
It means I got to walk the straight and narrow, because I don't want to disappoint you. If you're looking at me as a leader, I want to make sure that you're encouraged by what I do. I wouldn't want to do anything that would disillusion you. So when you're looked upon as a role model, you want to continue to do the things that would encourage those people to do things that would make their lives better.
I agree. And, with you being on so many committees and giving back so much to the community, I think it can be lost sometimes. There are people that look up to individuals like you. I'm one of them, and I have been one of them that looks up to individuals like, how did they get there? How did they get on that board? Or how did they get that opportunity? And what they don't realize is there are so many opportunities, and we're looking for individuals to step up and want to give back. So what would you give back? What would you say to them if they're looking and saying, I don't even know how to get involved?
Well, with the county especially, they're always looking for people. And I encourage young people to get involved, because pretty soon, we're going to be off the scene.
Yeah.
And this county will be yours to manage. So you need to get involved to find out exactly what's going on. And there are positions on different boards throughout the county that if you're interested, all you need to do is call over to the county administrative office and offer yourself up.
Yes.
And it's not very hard to do. You can fill out a form or whatever, but they are always looking for people to serve on the different organizations throughout the county. But you've got to be You don't really need to have special skills.
Right.
Just want to serve and to serve at the best of your ability. That's what it's going to take.
Yes.
The willingness to serve.
Yes. So it is needed. And
Yes.
I always like to put that out there because
Yes.
it just takes stepping up and asking.
Absolutely. And the people at the county would be more than grateful to have the services of people, especially our young people. I really want to encourage our young people to get involved. I really do. Yes.
So what is one lesson you've learned along this journey that you take with you in your everyday life?
Treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yes.
I found that out. They call that the golden rule, I believe. But I'm not going to treat you some way and then expect you to treat me differently. But you treat people like you want to be treated.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. So what motto do you live by?
To those that are given much, much is required. God has really been good to me, and he's given me a lot. I mean, I say we grew up poor, and we didn't even know we were poor. So I say we were dirt rich. We had the land there, and we managed that land, and we had fresh vegetables and everything. So to those that are given much, much is required.
Yeah.
And that is so true.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. We are very goal focused at Rogers. We know everyone's goals and what they want to achieve. And I like to ask, what your current goals are. And you have something really big happening right now.
Yes. I have thrown my hat in the arena for the 5th District election for the Board of Supervisors. And that's my next goal in life, is to serve on the Halifax County Board of Supervisors. And I'm appealing to all the people in the 5th District. If you're not registered, please contact me, and I would appreciate your vote on November 7th. So that is the mark I am trying to make. And I think it's important that they have a different perspective on the board.
Yes.
Currently, our board is all male. I think they need female representation. Sure. And I would like to be the first African American to serve on the Board of Supervisors for Halifax County.
Number one, congratulations for stepping up and putting your name in the ring for that position.
Thank you.
And I'm excited for you and to watch this happen. And it's so deserving.
Thank you.
And, I want to know how everyone listening, myself included, how we can support you in the coming months.
I would ask that you make sure that you and your friends are registered. And even if you don't vote for me, get registered. That's something that everyone should do. That's your right as an American citizen to vote. So register yourself, go to the polls, and don't just register and don't vote, because we need you to go to the polls on November 7th and vote for the person of your choice.
Sure.
I would love your vote.
Sure.
But if you decide not to, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I want you to be able to make that choice. People say, my vote doesn't matter. It does.
It does.
It does. If you don't vote, you have no reason to complain because you chose not to exercise your right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Board of Supervisors, Joey was a 5th District Board of Supervisor for some years. And so I kind of know exactly what goes into that. And for everyone listening, it is a tough job. It is not, from start to finish, from getting the signatures to running and going through that campaign process to then getting on the board and everything that goes with it. And I think you would be fabulous.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
We're no longer in the 5th District.
That's okay.
But
That's all right.
We will definitely make sure that we talk to individuals and get them registered to vote. And I just am very, very proud and excited for you.
Well, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. I really do.
Yes. And we just appreciate you and everything that you're doing for the community and the way you give back and the way you show up and the support that you give. Thank you again.
Thank you, Alyssa. I do appreciate your time and efforts. Yes.
I do like to ask one question, though.
Okay.
At the end of every podcast.
Okay.
If you could have dinner with one living person outside of your family, who would it be?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Queen. No. I was going to say Queen Elizabeth, but she's gone.
That was a good one.
Because I really did admire her a lot.
Yes.
I admired her a lot. I would say the President of the United States.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say Joe Biden. I like Joe Biden.
Yeah.
he is a little bit hilarious, and people say he's too old, but with age come wisdom.
Oh, okay.
And I've often said this: the president is not the one making the decision.
It's true.
It's those people he surrounds himself with.
It's true.
So if he can choose good people in leadership roles, I think Joe Biden will continue to lead us in a good direction. Yes.
Well, I appreciate all of your time, and you're so busy, and I know you have to get back to giving back.
Yes.
So I just thank you again for being here and spending time with us here this afternoon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, and everyone, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you go register to vote. I hope you go and start giving back to the community and getting involved in these boards and these committees, because we need your support.
Absolutely.
And we need you. So if you have any questions on how to do that, you can reach out to us here at the Rogers Radio Podcast, or you can reach out to Mattie, and she'll be happy to help you, and I'll be sure to give you all the details in the description on how to get in contact with her.
Absolutely.
So, thank you again for listening. Be sure to subscribe and continue listening for all the great updates, and we will talk to you next week.